music. Holy stop! Holy stop! Oh, ready! What the? Holy. The reviews have been generally pretty positive for its story, its atmosphere, its graphics, and tense moments with the animatronics. On the other hand, it's also been judged for its repetitiveness, its lack of gameplay variety, which I 100% agree with. My biggest complaint with Fnaf's Security Breach was how tedious it was to walk around doing task after task, and it was very boring and very annoying. Also including the fact that you would get lost so many times. But Secret of the Mimic fixes this by making the overall experience very linear, which I enjoyed a lot. But not to the extent that it could have been enjoyed, since each level is filled with tedious tasks, which make the pacing very slow, and why I spent over an hour on some levels to beat them. For example, the spring lock suit building level, where I had to sneak for over an hour, I got jump scared over like 1,000 times. It was so bad, and I had to get all the parts for the suit while being chased by the Mimic, which is where the balance of tense threat moments while doing tasks was broken, because it was overly difficult, overly long, and overly tedious. This level structure was pretty bad. The tiger level, where you were basically playing a blind simulator game. You had to walk around in the dark looking for an exit with little to no way to know where you're going. So I literally spent an hour walking around aimlessly, not even knowing what to do, before I found where to go. So that was pretty boring, overly tedious. And another level that I really hated was the Edwin house level, where you had to run around the entire house looking for these 5 film tapes which were scattered while you were being chased by the Mimic. Again, overly long, overly tedious, and overly difficult. So these were all points where I genuinely wanted to quit and stop playing the game, but I pushed through for the playthrough and the story as well, since, you know, the story is actually really good. And I mean, this easily could have been fixed with an easy mode, which is not included in the base game. The mechanics of the game are super simple. You get to sprint, crouch, use the data diver to access computers. It's super basic. You literally only have to press like 2 or 3 buttons throughout your entire controller. It really does feel like a VR game made on a flat screen, which makes sense since supposedly Secret of the Mimic was meant to be a VR game, which I feel like makes sense since the game adds so much lore, so much story, to the point where the developers were basically like, this game is like way too important for us to just make it a VR release, so they just ended up releasing it for PC and PlayStation. And one of my favorite scenes has got to be all of the scripted set piece chase scenes, which were all super thrilling, piqued my adrenaline, and they were just great. I was really looking forward to each one of them, especially the Jackie one, which was super great. The tension the game creates using his atmosphere is truly terrifying and made for some really thrilling moments in the game. This is something that I greatly enjoyed. Other than that, the story was great. Even though it was told purely by logs, by mail, and by environmental storytelling, it just shows how Scott Cawthon is very talented at writing stories. He manages to make everything feel complete despite telling a different kind of storytelling, and that story added so much to the lore, which is great. And I will not be going through the story because I'm genuinely horrible. I am horrible at explaining the Fnaf lore, even though I love it so much. But down below I will link the video of 9 hours. The 9-hour Fnaf lore explanation video on YouTube, which I watched because I am unemployed, but I love the Fnaf series, so I recommend you do that too and torture yourself. Overall, I enjoyed my time with Secret of the Mimic. It was not perfect at all for the difficult and tedious long task levels. I enjoyed the story and the chase scenes and the atmosphere, and for that I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you haven't seen my playthrough on it, it is posted up on YouTube. It's filled with just the most important main parts of the game, so basically you're getting a playthrough full of the best parts of the game, and that's pretty much it. I wish all of you guys a good night.